Hello. The site is in touch with you, Guru.Markets. Thank you very much for helping our project. All links can be found in the description of this video. Now we will analyze the main indicators of the organization Sony Group Corporation ADR, ticker, SONY. This review is based on current data as of July 14, 2024. According to Classification Guru.Markets company Sony Group Corporation belongs to the subcategory Lifetech. 25 companies take part in the analysis, and this is very representative. Let's start with general information about the company. If you want, you can pause the video. You can look at each parameter of the corporation under study in detail. Access to the database with the classification of company tickers is absolutely free and open. Please share a link to this video with your friends. Well, friends, we are finally starting. Market capitalization of the company Sony Group Corporation valued at $116.13 billion. With a subcategory capitalization of $219 billion. Sony Group Corporation ADR accounts for a share of 53.042%. This is the main leader of the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is $50.08 billion. And the balance sheet capitalization of the subcategory is $78 billion. Sony Group Corporation constitutes a share of 64.119%. Comparing the occupied shares of market and balance sheet capitalization, we see the following. Share Sony Group Corporation in the subcategory in case of market value assessment is 53.042%. The balance sheet capitalization is 64.119%. This is 21% more than the share of stock market capitalization. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance capitalization in the subcategory. Good, 1 point. The company under study has financial liabilities of $27.042 billion. Debt to book value represents 54% of the company's equity. Rating for the company's debt level, tolerable, 0 points. The company's market value to earnings ratio is 17.7. While the average in the subcategory is 22.7, which is 22% lower than the average in the subcategory. Assessment of market price to earnings ratios in comparison with subcategory companies. Good, 1 point. Profits for the last 12 months amounted to $6,700 million. Forward earnings for the next 12 months are tentatively expected to be $7,089 million. 5.8% more than currently. An assessment of projected future profit performance in comparison with in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The ratio of company value to revenue is 1.3. The subcategory average of 1.3 is 0% higher than the subcategory average. Assessment of market value to revenue indicators in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, 0 points. Revenue for the last 12 months was $89,900 million. Projected revenue for the next 12 months is tentatively expected to be $95,130 million. 6% more than currently. An assessment of the projected future sales volume indicator in comparison with the indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. if you are interested in this analytics. In this case, I kindly ask you to subscribe to us and click on the bell. The sales margin is 7.5%, with an average in the subcategory of 5.6%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 1.8%. Assessment of sales margins in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 36.987%, which is 43% less than the share of market capitalization. And this reflects the imbalance in the current stock market value of the company Sony Group Corporation, most likely towards revaluation. The amount of market capital per company employee is $1,028,000, whereas in the subcategory $717,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 43.4%. Estimation of the amount of market capital of the company per employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit per company employee is $59,300. Average in the subcategory, $31,500. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 88%. Estimation of profit per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The share of sales for each company employee is $796,000. In the subcategory there are $562,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 42%. Estimation of the share of revenue per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The volume of sales transactions corresponds to 0.1%, with an average for the subcategory of 5.4%. This is an indicator of a possible short squeeze. Technical indicator RSI, 14, shows a level of 79% for the company Sony Group Corporation ADR. In the subcategory, this level is 57%. Potentially, shares of the subcategory are quoted lower than the company's Sony Group Corporation ADR. Comparing the movement of the company's stock price Sony Group Corporation ADR and subcategory shares. We will see that over the last 12 months the shares Sony Group Corporation showed a change of 5.3%. Against price changes in the subcategory minus 12.1%. This definitely doesn't mean anything, but you need to take note of this fact. The overall result is 4.5 out of 10 points. The average result for the subcategory is 0.1 points. If you look very broadly, within the entire stock market as a whole, you can see that the average score for the stock market as a whole is 0.3 points. Against the score of 4.5 points from Sony Group Corporation ADR. Let's look at the order table. It is available to you. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains absolutely all decisions with an information and reference evaluation system Guru.Markets. Access to the order table is absolutely free and open. Link in pinned comment. It should be recalled that previously, on March 23, 2024, a warrant was published. Company ticker SONY. Information and reference system for stock valuation Guru.Markets. The following decision is made on this order. Close the order. Profit was 8.4%. Thank you very much to the public for watching this video and for using the information system, Guru.Markets. You are all the most excellent audience in the entire world.